Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a box envelope. So in my last video or so, I'm not sure because I forget the order of which I put them up. But anyway, in a couple of my last videos, I showed you guys how to make embellishments, like these little guys. And I also showed you how to make a envelope for some goodies. Now this is just a regular, standard, traditional envelope. Nothing special about it. But this envelope here is going to be able to hold this, which is a little dimensional. It's not flat. So what we're going to do is measure this. This is approximately 3 by 3. Now I say approximately because it's a circle. So what we're going to need to do is make sure that our envelope, the base of our envelope, is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now, what I did here was, this is just a this is a regular traditional piece of cardstock. This is Recollections cardstock. Other than that, I don't really know like what weight it is or anything like that. So what I did was I laid it down lengthwise. I scored it at 10 1/2 to put a 1/2 inch here, and then I scored it at 10 to put another 1/2 inch here. Now from 10 I counted backwards 3 1/4, and then I scored there, which is at 6 3/4. Then I scored at 6 1/4, so that leaves a 1/2 inch space here. Then I scored at 5 3/4. That leaves a 1/2 inch space there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 1/2 inch spaces on one side and 1 1/2 inch space in the middle. So what we're going to do is we are going to score at 8 here, okay, and then we're going to score at 7 1/2 here. Oops. Okay. Now what this does is it gives us a 1/2 inch here and a 1/2 inch here. Now from here we need to count backwards 3 1/4. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 1/4. So we're going to score at 4 1/4. Now remember, we still need that 1/2 inch space, so we're going to go backwards to 3 3/4. Okay. And now, if you look, we have on this side 3 3/4 of a space. Now we don't need 3 3/4 of a space. We only need 3 1/4. So we need to take off a 1/2 inch from this side. But we're not going to score that. We're going to cut that. And this will all make sense in just a minute, I promise. I'm actually only my bone folder out because I'm going to need to crease some stuff. So we're going to take our trimmer here. And this, I just picked this up, and I don't know if you guys can see the score marks. I'm pretty sure you can. It'll probably be a little difficult. But now I'm going to take this and I'm going to completely rotate it this way. Okay? And we're going to take that 1/2 inch off of our paper. Okay? And if you can use this for anything, by all means, please do. If not, then recycle. So now what we're going to do is, if you can see it, you can probably see I put one too many score marks on the top, but that's okay. It's easily fixed, basically by hiding it. So what we're going to do is actually I think so. I was thinking about the lid, and I was thinking how I could make this side the lid, but I don't think that that's going to work. I think I will need it to be larger than this right here. So anyway, we'll just continue on doing what we're doing. So this is going to be the flap where we pull it over. So we're going to make all of this disappear. Okay, so we're going to cut out, oops, all of this. Hopefully we cut in as straight a line, then we draw. Now, for this part here, we're going to cut here, 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 and here. It's a little complicated. I know. So let's do that. So we want to keep the integrity of this little flap right here. So that's why we're going to cut not this line here. We're only going to cut, actually, we're going to cut like this. On the outside flaps, we're going to cut at an angle. Okay? We're not going to cut this flap at all because that just pulls straight over. Okay, so we're going to start trimming. And I'm going to try to go as slow as possible so you guys can actually see what's happening with this. And that way it will start to take form. I hope. Okay. And so if you see, we have a little flap here. We want to keep the integrity of that flap. So we just kind of leave it be. And then we're going to cut here. And we're going to cut here. And here. And we're going to cut our flap down just a little bit. And right now, all I'm doing is I'm either cutting an angle on the side here, or I'm cutting on the score marks. Okay? And then we're going to cut all of this. We're going to cut straight up the side of this, and we're going to cut all of this out. And the same thing with this one. We're going to cut straight up the side, and we're going to cut all of this out. Okay, so this is actually probably a little easier with a trimmer, but I'm just going to use my scissors because, you know, I got them handy. Okay, there's that, and I lied. We're going to cut up this line. So, wrong scissors. So I actually use multiple scissors because I like them for various things. For these longer straight lines, I like my larger scissors. But for the the corners and such, I really like the Tim Holtz scissors, just because they're smaller. Okay. And all I'm doing right now is I'm cutting the larger lines here, and there we go. Okay, I really hope you guys could see all that. I pulled it this way and I have no idea if you could see it. So I'm still cutting the edge here. So with the straight lines, it's a little easier for me to do if I pull it towards me, and I completely forget about the fact that I'm recording and you guys need to see me too. So yeah, sorry. It's my bad, yo. So if you didn't see me, all I did was I cut the edge off here, and then I cut down here on this side. But I left the little piece on here just because I don't know, the smaller pieces I really prefer to do with the smaller scissors. Because I'm weird. I don't know. I'm weird like that. And you guys might actually start to see like a box or something coming together here. Okay. Now, with these flaps right here, you're going to want to make sure they're actually flaps. There we go. With these two flaps here, you're going to want to cut an angle off of them so they can actually go into you know, what you want them to go into. So what I normally do is I just kind of cut a corner here. Like it's a very, very, very small sliver off the corner. And I do the same thing off the top. Now I'm not cutting the flap off because I still want the integrity of the flap. Basically what that does is it just kind of helps support the box a little bit, because you have to remember this is a paper box. So it's not like it's made out of heavy duty, you know, cardboard or wood. So yeah. Now you might be able to start seeing a box come in together here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start folding our pieces. So, just don't fold it the wrong direction. As far as I pushed too far and it like pulled my paper. So yeah, that was interesting. So basically what I'm going to do here is all I'm doing is I'm creasing all of my folds, and then I'm kind of laying it back out so I can continue folding. Okay, now all of these edges that have an angle cut on them, that's where you're going to put your tape. So the flat edges doesn't have tape. The flat edges, that's where your corners are. Not your corners, your sides. Think of it like side paneling, I guess you could say. So this is what it is going to look like. Box. Okay. Now, as you can see, our lid is a little ridiculous. We don't need our lid to be that large. But I do need to fold. Now, remember we scored one too many here. So I'm only going to fold the one, because I don't want to really accentuate the fact that I have a score mark in the middle of my lid. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put tape on our little angled flaps here, and when you fold it up, you want to put the tape on the surface, the top side, if you will. So if you unfold it, you would have to flip it over. Okay. And there we go. And there we go. All right, so again with the flaps, you kind of want to secure them together before you really do anything else. And all I did with that was I just pulled a piece off of, honestly, the bottom. It should probably be going to the side, because what that does is it kind of forces the bottom piece to be stuck to the side, so it lessens the likelihood of whatever it is you're putting in the box to get kind of stuck on this. And there we go. And now what we're going to do is very carefully, I keep popping this open because it's not a lot of tape right there holding that together. It's all on the other side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the backing off of everything. And then I'm going to lay down the side flap. Okay? And everything should line up really nicely. Now, in my world, should and do are not the same at all. So all I'm doing here is I'm kind of sticking my finger down into the box and pushing the, I don't know if you guys can see it in there. Probably not. That flap that we just put tape on, I'm pushing it down. Now, something I just remembered is the this part. If you want, you could cut out a piece of this part. That way whoever is receiving your pretties will be able to see kind of like what it is before they actually get it. So I'm actually going to not do that because I can't fit it in there. I had a little punch and I was going to do that. But I think instead what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I can pull this up or not. Nope. Okay, well, it's just going to stay just like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my little flaps are folded inwards enough that they actually go inside the box, and just crease them down. I was just using my fingernails. You could use a bone folder like what I'm doing right this second. Okay. And then you want to determine how long you want your lid to be. So our box is 3 1/4. So our lid, we can do, honestly, I don't ever measure it. I just kind of do this. I'm like, I'll go about here. And then just make it straight. Okay, cut that off, and you add that to your little scraps. And now you have your box, just like so. And if you want to decorate your box, then you could measure all your pieces out and, excuse me, and then mat everything out. So that should actually be really easy because our box is a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So all I'm doing now is I'm kind of looking through some scrap paper, and I kind of like that one. I'm really weird about clashing colors. I like to do it because I'm weird. I don't know, this one's pretty too. Yeah, I like that one better. Alright, so, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I like this one better. So, now what we're going to do is set our box aside, or in my case, throw it, because it's weird. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut 3 by 3 papers. The reason that we're cutting 3 by 3 papers is because our box is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now 3 by 3 gives us about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. I am cutting 2 because we have a front and we have a back. So I'm just going to put these together. These are really thin papers. I like these papers because they're really thin. You can't really like build a box with them, but you can decorate a box with them. I'm actually going to save this because I might be able to, what's the word? Mat. I might be able to mat my flap with it. I'm going to have to cut it down. About, let's see, how wide is this? This is 1 inch and some lines. It's the little tiny line after a 1/2 inch. So whatever that means. Now I'm going to go with 1 inch and a 1/4. I'm just going to do 1 inch and a 1/4 because, yep. There we go. So me and those little teeny tiny lines don't really get along, so I normally just ignore them and go with it. So I do have 2 pieces, so I will be able to put one on this side and then one on this side. Okay, so where's my gun? Just kind of put your adhesive on and hopefully doesn't stick all over the place like it is me. Which it's probably going to because it's a pretty small piece of paper. And all I'm doing here is folding the glue down just a little bit. So I'm going to put this one here. I don't think it really matters. By the way, yours won't have these pretty little silver markings on them because you probably aren't going to color yours with silver metallic permanent marker. Although you could. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute or two or something. Or, get off my finger. Or, I don't know. Something like that. I will show you, though. I will show you that. So all we're doing here is we're centering this. And I hope you guys can see me. I changed the angle on my video thing. My phone. Eventually, I will get the angle right. I just don't know when that might be. I feel like it's too close now, though. I really do. I honestly feel like it's too close. So I had got this little contraption so I could do like a very large overhead view of everything. And now I brought it back down to earth and I feel like it's way too close. Nope. I don't know. You guys let me know. Tell me what you think. Because you guys are watching me all the time. Alright, so there's that one. And let go. If you really wanted to as well, you could decorate the sides. I think on this one, I'm going to leave it just honestly for the integrity of the video. The video is like super long. But if you wanted to map the sides, it's super easy. All you would do would be to take your 3-inch paper here, and honestly, you could use the scraps because there is because it's a square. It'll be 3 by earrings upside down. Because it'll be 3 by 3. You could take the scraps and you would cut them in a 1/4 inch width, and then you would just put them all over. So it would be like that, but it would be a 1/4 inch, so you would have a little bit of a border there. And honestly, I could probably do it with these, but I'm not going to. You could also, oh, that would be cool. I am going to put one there though, because that would be really neat. So I'm going to make this a 1/4 inch here, and hopefully this stays. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is show you something cool. So my tape is a 1/4 inch, so it actually works out really well. And if you do have any like scragglers that want to poke out, then just kind of fold them to the other side and that'll be fine. So now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put this right in between this score space here. And look at that, that looks so cool. Okay, so that's what I mean by a lot of times I'm like trial and error. I just kind of come up with things like as I'm going. And you could do the same thing on this side. Oh, that would be so cool. I want to do that. Oh, wait, that would be kind of like if you did all of them, which I might end up going back and doing all of those, but I'm not going to do them right now because this video is already over 30 minutes, or 23 minutes long. I saw the 3 and I was like, 30 minutes, what? Anyway, so this, joink, can go in your little box. And you could seal this little box up with some Velcro. You could use a magnet. If you use a magnet, then put your magnet on before you mat your pages, because you want to put the magnet underneath, excuse me, underneath the decorative paper, so the decorative paper can hide it. So right now my Velcro is being temperamental and the backing doesn't want to come off. I feel like I have a horse in my throat, or a frog in my throat. Not a horse, gosh. My voice is hoarse, but I feel like I have a frog in my throat. Okay, so we put our Velcro there. And then we pull our backing off. Make sure that our flaps are in. And push. Okay, so my phone died, but I'm back. And what I was saying is if you want to add an embellishment to this, you definitely could. In previous videos, I made a bunch of embellishments for this particular, project. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on the front of this and then leave this part open. In my last envelope, I put it on the flap, and this time I'm going to put it on the cover. And for these embellishments, a lot of times I just use my hot glue gun because it's handy. But you could use whatever you wanted to. And that is it. It's kind of funny because my phone died like at the end of the thing. But anyway, so yeah, that's it. Now we have our little box and we have our little notepad in there. And you could use this, you could basically use this technique for anything. Whatever it is you're trying to gift, then you would be able to create a little box for them. I wouldn't necessarily do this for like gigantic Christmas presents because it is just a paper box. So, so yeah, that's it. And I hope you guys like this video, and thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, bye guys.